The 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is Akshar Brahma Yoga. In this chapter, Krishna reveals the importance of the last thought before death. If we can remember Krishna at the time of death, we will certainly attain him. Thus, it is very important to be in constant awareness of the Lord at all times, thinking of him and chanting his names at all times. By perfectly absorbing their mind in him through constant devotion, one can go beyond this material existence to Lord's supreme adorn. Verse 1, Arjuna said, "What is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is action? O best among men, what is Adibhuta declared to be, and what is Adidevya said to be?" Verse 2, who and how is Adiyajna here in this body, O destroyer of Madhu, and how at the time of death are you to be known by the self-controlled? Verse 3, the blessed Lord said, Brahman is the imperishable, the supreme. Its essential nature is called self-knowledge, the offerings to the gods that causes the existence and manifestation of beings and sustains them is called action. Verse 4, Adibhuta, knowledge of the elements pertains to my perishable nature, and the Purusha or the soul is Adhidevya. I alone am the Adhiyajna here in this body, O best among the embodied. Verse 5, and whoever leaving their body goes forth remembering me alone at the time of death, they will attain my being. There is no doubt about this. Verse 6, whoever at the end leaves the body thinking of any being, to that being only does he go, O son of Kunti, due to his constant thought of that being. Verse 7, therefore at all times remember me only and fight with your mind and intellect fixed on me, you will undoubtedly come to me alone. Verse 8, with the mind not moving towards any other thing, made steadfast through the practice of habitual meditation and constantly meditating, one goes to the Supreme Person, the resplendent, O Arjuna. Verse 9, whosoever meditates on the omniscient, the ancient, the ruler of the whole world, miniature than an atom, the supporter of all, of inconceivable, from effulgent like the sun and beyond the darkness of ignorance. Verse 10, at the time of death, with an unwavering mind, endowed with devotion by the power of yoga, fixing the whole life breath in the middle of the two eyebrows, he reaches that resplendent Supreme Person. Verse 11, that which is declared to be imperishable by those who knows the Vedas, that which the self-controlled ascetics and sannyasi and passion-free enter that goal, desiring which celibacy is practiced, I will declare to thee in brief. Verse 12, having closed all the gates, confined the mind in the heart, and fixed the life breath in the head, engage in the practice of concentration. Verse 13, uttering the one-syllabled Om, the Brahman, and remembering me, he who departs leaving the body attains the supreme goal. Verse 14, I am easily attainable by that ever steadfast yogi who constantly and daily remembers me for a long time, not thinking of anything else, with a single-minded or one-pointed focus, O Parth. Verse 15, having attained me, these great souls do not take birth again here, a place of pain and impermanence, but have reached the highest perfection of liberation. Verse 16, all the worlds, including the world of Brahma, are subject to return again, O Arjuna, but he who reaches me, O son of Kunti, has no rebirth. Verse 17, those who know the day of Brahma, which lasts 1,000 yugas, and the night, which also lasts 1,000 yugas, know day and night. Verse 18, from the unmanifested, all the manifested worlds proceed upon the arrival of day, upon the arrival of night, they dissolve indeed into that which is known as the unmanifested. Verse 19, This small multitude of beings, being born again and again, helplessly dissolves, O Arjuna, into the unmanifested at the coming of the night and comes forth at the coming of the day. Verse 20. But verily there exists higher than this unmanifested another unmanifested eternal, which is not destroyed even when all beings are destroyed. Verse 21. What is known as the unmanifested and the imperishable, that is said to be highest goal, those who reach it do not return to this samsara, that is my supreme abode, place or state. Verse 22. That highest Purusha, O Arjuna, is attainable by unsevering devotion to him alone, within whom all beings dwell and by whom all this is pervaded. Verse 23. Now I will tell you, O chief of the Bharatas, the times of departure at which the yogis will return or not return. Verse 24. Fire, light, daytime, the bright fortnight, the 6th month of the northern part of the sun, the northern solstice, departing then men who know Brahman go to Brahman. Verse 25. Attaining the lunar light through smoke, night time, the dark fortnight, and the 6th month of the southern part of sun, the southern solstice, the yogi returns. Verse 26. The birth and the dark parts of the world are thought to be eternal. One leads to no return and the other leads to return. Verse 27. Knowing these parts, O Arjuna, no yogi is deluded, therefore at all times be steadfast in yoga. Verse 28. Whatever fruit of merit is declared in the scriptures to accrue from the study of the Vedas, the performance of sacrifices, the practice of austerities and gifts beyond all these, goes the yogi having known this, and he attains to the supreme primeval first or ancient abode. Thank you.